Hello, all my friends, and welcome to today's Reiki and Healing Through Arts Circle. And we're creating an online community here, coming together for connection, inspiration, and healing. And I'm Kathy Brook-Wong, Reiki Master, and your host. And today I will be sharing a little bit about the Japanese healing art form called Reiki. And I'm very excited to introduce today's special guest, healer Melody Spring, who describes herself as a heart-centered phiso-philosopher, practitioner, and transformational fine artist with nearly 2 decades of experience in the arts. And she empowers the development and cultivation of freedom and love through education, child and human development, visual and performing arts, and healing arts. So Melody, will you say hello and briefly share with us what you'll be sharing with us today?
Yes, thank you. And thank you all for being here. And thanks for the welcome, Kathy. So I'm so glad that you're holding this space and that we're all coming together to really strengthen ourselves and each other. So with these times, what we'll be doing today is really going on an inward journey to strengthen ourselves as much as possible so that whatever is happening in the world around us, that we can be our full, capable, powerful selves to meet with complete equanimity, anything that comes our way. And so I have a verse I'd like to share that goes along with that to open with. And so this verse is to protect us against fear. And it's trust is what we can develop. So we must eradicate from the soul all fear and terror of what comes towards us out of the future. We must acquire serenity in all feelings and sensibilities concerning the future. We must look forward with absolute equanimity to all that may come. And we must think that only whatever comes is given to us by a world directed full of wisdom. It's part of what we must learn in this age, to live out of pure trust without any security in existence. Trust in the ever-present help of the spiritual world, as truly nothing else will do if our courage is not to fail us. So let us discipline our will and seek the awakening from within ourselves every morning and evening.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Melody. And I can't wait for you to share with us today. And I know you're a very talented artist, and I'm so grateful for you for creating my logo of the butterfly tree for my On Wings of Joy healing arts practice. Thank you so much. And I can't wait for you to share your, bring us through a journey of self-exploration today through the arts. And today I'll be sharing a little bit about Reiki for other new friends who are here in the circle. And we will be doing a short kind of clearing meditation. And through a song, listening to a song, we're going to be honoring the changes of the seasons, kind of the seasons of our lives, identifying what might be, dying out or leaving and not working for us, so we can begin to kind of clear them out and let them go, and to bring more space of for the things we really want to bring into our lives. And I would like to thank you so much for your beautiful, prayer that you've shared. And I would like to also have open with a blessing for our sacred circle as we approach the winter solstice, which is on December 21st. The winter solstice is officially the first day of winter, and it's the longest night of the year. And it's a marking of the longest time of darkness. But every day after that, the days get longer, the light grows, new things grow. And so I'd like to share kind of a blessing with you. So during this time, if you like, go ahead and just get very comfortable in your chair, and you could close your eyes and just listen to the words as I share a winter solstice blessing. And breathe it in. may you have a warm heart, open hands, and a creative mind. May you experience inspiration and brilliance, clarity and focus. May you laugh richly and deeply. May you circle and celebrate. May you change and grow. May that which is waiting to be unlocked be freed. May you soar in the knowing that you are carried by a great wind across the sky. So bring that in. And I would like to take a moment and have each one of you just say your name and where you're from. If you'd like to share with in one word how you're feeling, just to create, some knowing of each other in this circle. We are a circle of energy and light right now, and we're all holding the space for each other. So, Eve, would you just, everyone just, Eve, start your name, where are you zooming in from, and maybe one word how you're feeling right now.
Sure. My name is Eve Chauvel. I live in Corona Del Mar. I'm coming to you from my kitchen. I'm a little melancholy today. Yes, for a lot of reasons, but I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. We hold
You're
this space
welcome.
for you.
Thanks.
And Franny, would you like to go next, please?
Oh, she's not. She's muted.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. I'm in San Juan Capistrano in my backyard, and it's cold. I'm going to get a jacket next. But it's a beautiful day, and I'm feeling grateful for California.
Feeling grateful. Brenda? Thank you, Fran.
Hi, I'm Brenda. I'm in Irvine. I'm upstairs from Kathy right now, actually. Hi. And one word that describes me today is excited.
Thank you. Excited. Doug?
Hi, I'm Doug. I'm in Oakland, California, and we're getting big rains in Northern California, which feels refreshing.
Refreshing. And Madge, will you share, please?
Hi, my name is Madge Parker, and I'm coming to you from Irvine, California. And one word to describe me would be unfocused.
Unfocused? Unfocused, okay. And Lisa?
Hi, I'm Lisa. I'm in Utah, Orem, Utah. And yeah, I haven't thought of a word yet to describe. But I would have to say gratitude for this season, for family, for just my faith.
Welcome, Lisa. Thank you. Are you Melody's sister?
I'm her mother.
Oh, mother. Oh, this is so special. Oh, welcome. Hiromi?
Hi, my name's Hiromi. I am in Tustin, and one word, I'm feeling a little scattered at the moment.
Scattered, yay. Thank you so much for sharing, everybody. Jackie, would you like to share? It looks like you're meditating.
I just wanted to sit on my block. Hi, I'm Jackie. I'm from Irvine. I'm like neighbors to Madge. One word, I don't know why I'm excited or eager or just like, I don't know. It's a good feeling. And that's just how I feel today.
Nice, eager, yay. And Lavetta, welcome. Would you like to share?
Hi, I'm Lavetta. I'm in Utah, and today I feel calm.
Ah, you feel calm. Thank you. And here's Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Welcome. We were just introducing ourselves.
Hello.
And Sarah's, hi. And I know she's connecting from Berkeley. That's my daughter. So we have two daughter-mother pairs here. So thank you so much. I know that is wonderful to, know that we're together. We're here in the circle. Thank you. I'm going to briefly tell you a little bit about Reiki for our new friends here. And I know some of you are familiar with it because I've shared it with you, or you've heard of it from me before. But yeah, Reiki is a Japanese energy healing technique. And the word Reiki comes from the Japanese word rei and ki, which means universal life force energy. And it is a cosmic, loving, healing, compassionate life force energy that flows through all living things. And simply said, Reiki is source energy, and it emanates divine love. So if you can imagine, a ball of energy in each of your hands that you can use to send and share Reiki or love to yourself or others, that is what it is. And it can be used for anything or everything. So as a Reiki practitioner, I can share it with people or plants or animals, like the cat that's, with Franny. Reiki is useful for sharing with, by sharing is just sending this energy to future events for protection. And there's so many lovely ways that we can incorporate and bring in this healing energy into our lives for healing for ourselves and for others. And today, in a little while you are being brought through a beautiful journey with Melody, I'll be sharing Reiki with you distantly. And what that means is Reiki is a healing art form that can be shared through time and space. It is received, and the person or the situation or the animal can feel has a healing effect on them. So I know that a few friends here have experienced it, and it's like sharing a big hug, energetic hug, and it will be lovely. It'll be lovely. So hopefully you'll feel a heightened sense of in knowing and creativity and openness for whatever Melody shares. So that's a little bit about Reiki. So what we're going to do right now is experience meditation through a song. Okay. And in the blessing that I shared before, there were the words, "May that which is waiting be unlocked, to be unlocked, be free." So this is a song called "Turn, Turn, Turn." Some of you may know it, by the Byrds from the 60s, but I'll be sharing a kind of a cover song with a female singing it. It's very beautiful to me. And during this time, you can close your eyes. I'd like you to just go inward and close your eyes when you hear the words. It's just a movement of the soul, movement of the heart, to help us identify, like to feel in, or what are some seasons in our lives that maybe that we're in right now. So while you hear the song, ask yourself, what is the season of my life right now? Is there some darkness and maybe fear around COVID? Is there mourning that you're feeling, loss of a maybe former way of life? Is there something that's dying, something that's not serving you anymore that you're maybe holding on to? That's just that you're willing to, move, accept and let go of. And what is maybe coming in for you? There's mourning and there's fear and there's death, but there's celebration and dance and joy. So while you hear the words, what might be coming in for you? And what hope is there, knowing that you're moving through a season into another season that it has that potential for, you know, seeds to come into fruition, or new adventures or growth to be experienced. Okay. So just take a deep breath and relax into where you are. You may want to have a piece of paper and a pencil when you're done with the song to jot down a few ideas. Enjoy. I'm going to be sharing a video. I'm going to be also sharing a video. You're welcome to watch that, but I encourage you to close your eyes. And I like to do one more thing before we get started. And that is, I want to make sure I mute everyone so you can hear the beautiful music. There you go. Enjoy.
To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to laugh, a time to weep. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to build up, a time to break down, a time to dance, a time to mourn, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time of love, a time of hate, a time of war, a time of peace, a time you may embrace, a time to refrain from embracing. A time to gain, a time to lose, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time for love, a time for hate, a time for peace. I swear it's not too late.
I hope you enjoyed that moment of going in and just listening and just being, and hopefully there's you know, some insight and some appreciation for where you are now and where the new seasons are coming in. And thank you for that time together. I'd like to now invite Melody to share your wonderful work with us. And thank you so much, Melody, for being here.
Thank you. Yes, and I don't know if we mentioned earlier, we will be doing some exercises using pen and paper and a little drawing. So if you haven't had time to gather those, maybe we'll just take a quick minute and you can grab that now.
What kind of pens do you recommend?
You can just use, I like to have some colored pencils for variety, but if you want to use any kind of pen, you can use colored pens. That's not super important for this exercise.
And I would like to add, please drink water, because during this healing work with Melody, the moving of the soul and the moving energy, a lot of water and self-care is important.
Thank you. And thank you guys for getting those. So I'll go in a little detail about what we'll be doing today too. So, and thank you so much, Kathy, for the seasons, talking about things changing. And really at this time of winter, we're surrounded by, darkness in the physical world with less sunlight. And just that can be reflected on a larger scale too. So what I want to bring today is really strengthening and then finding our own inner light in a new way. And so one way that we want to create harmony is to balance things that are out of balance by looking at polarities. But then we all already have harmony within us. And so I also want to do meditations so that we can find where we already are in harmony and what is going really well in our life, and then what else we want to improve. So, or any intention that you have. So we'll do an intention setting and create a sacred space first. So I'll show you a movement. We're going to anchor it in our body, and this is called the Love A. And these are gestures that really bring in spiritual forces into the world and into your body. And so when we're doing this, we're going to pour our love out from our hearts. We'll stand and then pour our hearts out and make a circle in front of us and pour all our warmth into the circle. And we can include all of us who are here present and anyone who's not present, anyone who needs healing, and imagine them in the circle, and then pour all of the love out. And as we create the sacred space, then we'll anchor back into ourselves and create protection and boundaries for ourselves, and that we're all going to respect each other and have this be a confidential sacred space where everything is held with equanimity for if anyone shares anything. So we can go ahead and stand and do that now. So, and when you're standing, first just kind of rock back and forth on your heels until you find a balance where the weight is a little bit more on the balls of your feet, and you could slide a paper underneath your heels. So your weight's not all the way back and your weight's not all the way forward, but you're centered on the balls of your feet. And then we'll start to lean forward so the weight goes more and more on the balls of your feet, and gather up all the love that you can feel out there from the whole universe, all of it, gather it all in, feel your angels wrapping around you too. And then let the love and the warmth from your heart pour into this circle now, and bring any person, people, family into this, yourself, all of your energy bodies. And if you have an intention that you want to get from today, let that come to mind and pour your warmth into that as well. And just feel yourself getting really warm and all that love. And when you've had enough where you feel so full, then come back and your arms make a cross. And this is a good boundary protection, and then we'll just soften it and bring it back to ourselves too. So we know that we're protected and safe, and so is everyone who you just thought of. Thank you. I'll come back now. And so now that we've opened with that, we're going to look a little deeper into what is harmony and balance in our body, and well, why is it important? Why do we need to find harmony? What is harmony versus balance? So I'll start with harmony. This is my loose definition of the word that we're looking for, is the connection that's already there, and the gifts and everything that we already have that create health and harmony, meaning that we're connected to others in the world. And so then when we feel that and know that, then there's a wholeness that happens. So harmony is really a wholeness, and becoming aware of and finding and holding that wholeness within ourselves. And what can throw us off of that is getting caught in polarities, a little one extreme or another. And that's where balance comes in. And we need to balance, but how do we find balance if we don't know what the polarities are? So you can think that you're balanced if you're comparing on, like, if there's a light spectrum, but if you're only looking at red and blue, like a balance in between those two is going to be different than if you look at the whole spectrum. So we want to broaden our view today in ourselves. And so we're going to start just by asking ourselves some questions. So you all have your paper and pencil ready? So we'll just see if we can find those extreme boundaries, or what you might think. Have you ever noticed if you had a thought where you were saying, oh, if only I had more time or more money or more abundance or a different job or a different partner, if this were different, then I could do this, or if this circumstance wasn't like this, then I'd be happy. So any of the if, then, or if only that is stopping you, if you can think of anything like that, you can write that down. So that would be one example of a polarity. On the other side, I was like, oh, it's never going to happen. I can't, I'll never be able to do it. Or this always happens to me. I'm always caught in these absolutes and there's no possibility of any change. Everything's just going to stay the same. That's the other opposite extreme. Or I'm the only one who gets to do this, or I should be the one that is the one that should only get to do this, or I never get to do this. Everyone else is more privileged than me, and I'm the only one that doesn't get to. I'm the only one that has been treated this way. I'm the only one who knows X, Y, Z. That's an extreme in terms of best or worst type of thinking. Let's see if you can think of any one of those that you might have had. Or when did you at last, like even fleetingly, assume that you had any sense of superiority? Like, oh, well, I know way better than that person. That person has no idea what the heck they're thinking about. They don't know what they're saying. On an intellectual level, a physical level, a moral level, like, well, I'm a vegetarian. Well, I'm a churchgoer. Well, I don't watch TV. I'm a committed recycler. I don't wear a mask. I wear a mask. I feel sorry for those people. Those people are litterers. Those people can't talk. Those people are underprivileged. I feel so sorry for them. They don't know anything. If only they knew. I feel sorry for those atheists, obese people, gays, any of those extremes. Those are kind of a combination of two extremes when you have that kind of thinking. Or have you ever had any thinking where you might dismiss someone like as a stereotype of the whole category of people? Well, he's a Republican, he's a Democrat, he's a politician, he's a lawyer, he's a Frenchman. Well, he's a flirt, he's a redneck, he's a Mexican, he's a Protestant, he's Iranian. Anytime you think of anything like generalizing a whole group of people and one, which I think we've all done some of that, that's on the low extreme of one side of the polarity. Or you might feel victimized and helpless in the face of some huge system that I can't do anything about, like this insurance company, it's too big, this hospital, the phone company, the system is just too big, I can't do anything about it. So that's on the powerless side of the polarities. Have you ever tried to organize or convince or coerce others to do some kind of system, or in something where they didn't really have a choice, or freedom for the individual wasn't allowed? Like, you must do this and this is the best thing for you, and made a choice for someone else, or tried to convince them to join something that didn't allow them to really look at it. That's another extreme, when our individual freedoms get taken away. So now, with all these questions, let's just take a moment and observe, like, what happens in your body when you encounter this, or when you encounter with others, or you feel like swept into. Now imagine like someone comes and they sweep you up into sympathy and like a true understanding, and you feel like they really know your needs and they have complete sympathy for you. Or now imagine you meet someone and they are so opposed to you and so offended and have such a strict wall and boundary that there's like a wall and you feel like ice, and it's like they're not even acknowledging your presence, and they're cutting themselves off from you. So one extreme would be like melting into the other person, where you feel like you almost become one. And then the other one is you're so separated, you can't even connect at all. So there's quite a few ways to discern movements and tendencies in ourselves. And you can even find more than this. This is a small list, but whenever we can start to catch ourselves in these reactions or these automatic responses, then we can say, like, well, what extreme was that on? Was this on the power over someone's side, or the powerlessness side, or the superior side? So then we can ask now, how would the one extreme respond? Like, how would I respond if I were someone who is prideful? And how would I respond if I was someone who's victimized? So you can look at those two before you look at, well, if I could connect to my higher self, or some might say your guardian angel, or Christ, or who's really the source of your wisdom or higher, then connect that to your heart. Then how would I respond? Because normally it's not either of the automatic reactions that we have. So when we're trying to cultivate balance, this is where artistic activity really comes in too. So artistic activity can strengthen and develop our middle core, which is where our power is, like our power center. And if you've ever heard a symphony, what's greater harmony than like a symphony of music happening? And even just the presence of sculpture and art can really bring you into that space of harmony that can then allow you to find the balance within yourself. So you can create your own art, or even just contemplate some some of the most beautiful paintings you can think of. But we're going to do, well, and there's also listening to great music. So thank you, Kathy, for starting us off that way. But one thing I want to work with right now is just how would, if you take your paper and if you have a black pen, we're just going to see like what would balance look like just between light and dark, black and white. What is, and it can be anything. It's just like, so you have a blank page. How are you going to balance it between black and white? And we'll just do like 3 minutes, just really quick. And if you have a black, and if it's not black, you can just pretend that it's black. And then my paper is actually not white. I'll get another white paper. And then but if you did have another color, there are some other opposite colors like yellow and blue, or just seeing how they balance together and weave and live together. But right now we'll just do black and white. We'll just take 1 more minute. I know we don't have a lot of time. And then we can see if anyone wants to share. These again are just practices. It's not that you have to make it look like anything. It's just seeing what balance kind of looks like to you on this level. All right. Well, if you want to keep going, you can go, but I'll just share. So it's interesting. I've done this a couple times and it's been different every time, just what it looks like for me. But this is just an interesting dark on the bottom right corner where it just dissipates in the middle, and there's a lot of space, and then there's some that kind of floats up on mine. If anyone wants to share or show theirs, you can, but if not, you don't have to. Oh yeah, if you want to say anything about yours, that's very straight and exact.
Yes, I know. I was going for equanimity. Using a ballpoint pen. Just very black and white.
So where's the balance between the two on that?
The balance? Well,
yeah,
it's equal black, equal white.
Equal black, equal white. Yeah.
Yin and yang, sort of.
Yeah, yours is like equal in quantity. Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Mine, I didn't realize mine was more like a literal, like I created a space to hold the balance in mine. That's cool. Does anyone else want to share? Thank you. Ah, yeah, yours is a vertical one. That's great.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it. I did the yin and yang.
Yin and yang, I can see that. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, great. Oh, and Andrea, yeah, that's cool. What is, do you want to say anything about yours, Andrea? Well, those are nice.
You need,
I said, I don't know if they're balanced or not, but it's probably close. I was trying to make the black and the white interact.
That's very cool. Thank you for doing that. So now, now we're going to go in our bodies now and look for polarities starting in our sensations. And you can, if you need to remember, you can write down anything that you're feeling or draw a picture, but we can also do that after, or you can just feel. So we're going to start by settling into your chair, wherever you are, and becoming aware of your breath. And then first just notice like how much of your body you feel. And again, as we're holding this space, we're just looking and observing. So observing is just looking with fresh eyes. There's no judgment, no trying to change at this point. It's just like a lovingly holding the space and observing, and then we'll verify and empathize a little later. But right now we're just starting by listening and observing ourselves. So starting with our physical body, what sensations are you feeling? And scan from your head down through your nose, through the middle of your head, through your throat, through your shoulders, your neck, your heart, your back area, your stomach, your lower back, your hips, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, your toes, and your arms, your elbows, and your fingers. Do another scan and just see where are some polarities of like, where does it feel light? Where does it feel heavy? Where does it look bright? Where does it look dark? Is there anywhere that you feel pain? If there's anywhere that you feel pain, then the opposite of pain would be like where you don't feel anything, where it's numb. Is there anywhere you can't even feel anything? And where do you just feel open and expansive? And where do you feel contracted? And if you can just come to your awareness now, like if there's one sensation that of any of those types that is coming to mind, like it could be a heat, or is it hot or is it cold? Do you have a warmth or a coldness in your body? What do you, is it a sensation that's tingly, or is it one that's really flowy and smooth? And we're going to ask our body which one wants to be seen and wants to talk to us and work with us right now. So then just allow one sensation to call to your attention. Let's see, what are you drawn to? And what are you noticing right now that wants to be transformed or looked at? And where is it in your body? So where is it located? And now we can check in, does it have an emotional component? Does this sensation related with any emotion or feeling? And then just make note of that. And if it's related to any thoughts, Does it have a belief or something that it's already saying to you? And then finally, now we're going to give it a shape. If you had to give it a shape and a color, what shape and what color would it be if you had to describe it or what it looks like? This sensation or emotion or feeling or thought that's in your body. And then once you've gotten a picture of like what it looks like, then ask, can you take it outside of you and speak to it directly? And so first you're going to ask, what does it want? And listen, what does it want? And then once you hear it say like what it wants, then affirm that you heard, I hear you say you wanted this. And then you can talk back to it and say, now imagine that you have exactly that, what you wanted. And this sensation now, if it's this color or this object, let it just feel like everything that it would feel like if it had what it wanted. And you have that, what would it be like to have that wholly and completely? What does that look like? What does that feel like? And allow yourself to breathe and feel that fully and completely. And now that it has that, what does it want now? So let's ask again, what does it want? And it might say something different. Well, now it has that. Now that I have safety, now I just want to be free. And then ask, is there anything more important than that? And if it says no, then say, and does anyone have a want that didn't end up in a positive want? If you did, you can come off mute. No? Did everyone get to a positive want? Okay, so once you've gone to the important want, this is like a core want. If you get to the place where you say there's nothing more important that this specific thing wants. There's nothing more important than feeling free, for example, is mine. Then once you've gotten to that core statement, then ask, well, what has this part of you been doing to get what it wants? What has this part of you been doing? How have you been acting to get what you want? How have you been acting to get this? And it might show up like, I want to be free, but I've been pushing people away and I've been fighting with people. Or it might be whatever it is, just note what it is. And then say, well, note, has it been working? Has it been effective? And is it actually getting what you want? And if not, would you be willing to do something different? Would you be willing to change in this part? Would it be willing to do something different? Would it be willing, what does it need? And it might be related to a past memory where something happened and you weren't able to get what you needed. So if there's a past memory that it's related to, you can allow this part to take you to that part of you that didn't get what it needed? What did it need? And you might see a memory of something that happened where you didn't get what you needed. And you can come in now, and if you can't provide what you needed as the adult that you are now, then you can call in any of your higher beings' help, and just imagine in this memory giving whatever you needed to your younger self in that moment. What did you really need? And then you can take that part of you and create a room in your heart that is the most beautiful, sacred, safe place, or wherever it is that it can be held and be part of you, that you're able to get what you need. Now, if there's a younger part of you, you can ask if it has anything else to say to you, or the sensation. If you're still working with the sensation and the color, like, does it have anything else that it wants to say to you now that it needs? And if it does, see if you can give that. And what now would be a way that you can do something to get what you really wanted that'll be more beneficial than what you were doing, or this part of you was doing in the past? What's one thing you can think of? And then you can check in with your higher self and see if that's the highest or best thing you can think of. What's one, maybe it's just a changing of a belief. Maybe it's realizing that you need to care for yourself in a specific way. Maybe it's incorporating something new into your routine. Maybe it's being in nature more. Maybe it's communicating something that you need to communicate. Whatever it is, be aware of that, and will you commit to doing that for yourself? And will this part of you commit to helping you in this new way? And if that part of you says yes, then ask if it wants to change the shape and color that it looks like and move to somewhere else in your body. So what does that look like? What does it want? Where does it want to be now? And then you can really just let yourself feel, again, what it's like to get in communication with these parts, and do another scan and just see if there's anything else that needs. If there's another part that it needs attention or needs talking to, you can acknowledge that and say, well, you could do this process again afterwards on your own and talk to that part through writing or through just awareness or presence or just feeling it. Maybe it's asking you to just be with a specific emotion longer. Just notice again what comes. And now we're going to do another scan, so you can come back a little more into your body in your chair and move and feel now, where do you feel the best in your body? Where does it feel the most bright, the warmest, or the most open? Even if it's just like, even if it feels like an empty space, but there's potential there where there's like nothing. Or it could just be your heart region or your solar plexus. Become aware of where does it feel? Where does it feel open and peaceful and safe? In your body. And if you're not finding a place, then just tune into, or if you are, either way, now just tune back into your heart. And just feel the warmth and love from your own heart, as it has so much joy in the beating and working for you every single day. Just see if you can feel that, and ask your heart if it wants to be with you. And if you get a yes, if you get a no, then let me know and we can work through whatever might be in front of your heart, blocking it. But you might just feel the warmth, or feel how there's a joy and there's really a commitment that your heart wants to be here and wants to serve you, and wants to give you this experience of life. So now if you can imagine just a bright light, your own bright light, your higher self, the light or the light of the sun, just coming in and warming and strengthening that part of you, and allowing that part of you that is the strongest part of you to just give all your thanks and strength back to your heart. As your heart is one of the best organs in your body to keep the balance, regulating your blood and beating tirelessly. And just feel that blood expand and flow out, creating as that harmony is already in you, that balance is already in you. And just notice where it flows, and if there's a particular side that it's going to more or less, and you don't have to try and change it. Just know that this life force can balance itself out through this warmth in your blood. Give thanks to all these little children of your cells, these tiny little parts of you. That are creating brain so much for you. Let it come back again. You can move however you need to move. And if anyone wants to share at this point, anything, any experiences or any insights, we can do that. We have one more little exercise to do, but I'll just give a little pause point here. If anyone wants to share, if not, that was kind of deep and you can keep it to yourself. That's good too. All right, we'll move on now to just anchoring this experience in now through another art exercise. So if you can get your paper out again, and if you have different colors, you can choose from any color that you want now. If not, you can just use what you have and just pick which color. And if you don't have a color, you can just imagine in your mind, like, what color would you pick if you had the color pencil? And just experience that. And we're going to pick two colors. And we're going to draw a vertical and a horizontal axis. So it looks like a cross. So draw your vertical and your horizontal. And now we're going to just, in one of these quadrants, let me draw it a little darker so you can see it. I'm going to pick whichever quadrant you want to start in. So whichever quadrant, and draw any shape from the top or whichever one you pick, and do whatever shapes and lines feel like they want to be seen today. And so it can be anything. So that's what I just felt. And then you're going to take your colors and reflect it. See if you can mirror it exactly on the opposite side. If you want to give an extra challenge to yourself, you can try the opposite side with your opposite hand as well. And then you'll also reflect it vertically and horizontally until the whole quadrant is filled in, and see if you can match what you drew as exactly as you can. And if not, that's fine. This is just an exercise, but see if you can match it as exactly as possible. And then once you've drawn one of them, if you notice that it wasn't accurate, you can come back with your other color and then see if you can balance it and redraw it again where it's more symmetrical or accurate. And we'll do this with all the sides. So if it doesn't look completely right, you can just do another attempt until you get one that looks like it's balanced on all sides. And if you want to, if you're finished, you can color it in a little bit. Or you can do like multiple layers. If you did like a one outside shape, you can do like inner shapes inside there. Oh, let's see. Or if you want to share what you did, you can share also. Didn't want to share, or just keep working a little longer. And then if anyone noticed, did the colors that you chose relate to the color of the sensation that you just worked with? or was it a completely new color? And what is the color that you chose or would have chosen? What do you relate with that color? What do you think that represents for you? And then how do you feel when you look at this drawing that you just made? What do you feel when you look at it? What comes to mind? Just a couple words, and you can write them, or you can just notice. Let's see if it needs anything else for your drawing to be complete. Now you can just add that. And then also you can just ask quickly if your drawing has a message like, well, what is it trying to tell you about balance, or what does it say that you need? If there's another message from this drawing that just showed up. And then you can write that as well. Or just hold that. And how's everyone feeling? Does anyone want to share now? Any of your drawing or anything from the process? Open it up for a little bit. Yes,
Well,
Fran?
I did like a mirror image each one. And then I just started drawing a mandala in the middle. And then I noticed that my first drawing was, I noticed that the last drawing was like a person kneeling, like meditation or something. And then they were facing each other. So the first one I drew was upside down. But then I righted myself by drawing that was upside down. So now, and then I noticed that the first one has a little hook and it hooks in the second one. So then now that's a circle. So there's a connection and it all went together. Thanks, Melody.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, Fran.
Melody, I want to share that. You know what I really loved as you were guiding us through the questions, and you said pay attention to areas that are calling out to you. And it was so interesting because I'm sharing, a lot of heat in my palms, but my fingers were so cold, and it was so interesting. And I was asking myself, I went in and, I was asking myself the questions. And as soon as you said about the focus on your heart and the love of your heart, oh, my whole body warmed up. I'm feeling so full. It's that joy and that love of the heart is always there to care for us. I'm on fire now after that. That was a real transition about tapping into the heart and the power of having it as a resource for us.
Yeah, your heart's always there. Thank you, Kathy. Yeah. Oh, I liked yours, Andrea. Yeah, you're infinity balanced inner and outer. Nice. Yeah, the message I got from my drawing this time was, really to balance the darkness outside of us. It really is requiring us to be brighter and stronger in ourselves. So that was interesting to think of that. That'll balance more of the world too. The more we are that light in ourselves, then that's our inner light that we're bringing light, the heart light, as you said, Kathy, that is the warmth for these winter times. It's a inner warmth.
So our Reiki circle is coming to a close. Is there anybody who'd like to share your artwork or share in a word how you're feeling now as we come to the end? as we close this part of the circle, would anybody like to share in a word how you're feeling? Or
Well, thank you very much.
thank you.
It was a great awareness. The tension in my shoulders is always telling me you need a massage. But just going and checking all through the whole body is always good. When I get a massage, usually I get, like I am surprised, like how my kneecaps are very tense, and I say, wow, it's incredible. Sometimes we don't even feel the tension, but we have it.
Yeah.
And we just keep it. And just being aware also of when you are talking to somebody or thinking about somebody and saying, oh, but I am doing this, I'm free, or saying to my husband, saying, oh, you have to drink this or you have to drink that because it's good for you, or you have to eat salads, or and then just being like talking to him more like a mother instead of another adult.
Yeah, thank you, Frida. I appreciate you sharing. Is there anybody else that would like to share in a word how you're feeling?
I'll share.
Oh, thank you.
I am inspired to do more art. Something I've been considering. So thank you for that, Melody. It was lovely. Really appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. I would like to share a slide and have Melody talk about how we can get in touch with her for more, more of her wisdom and artwork. So Melody, will you share a little bit about yourself and how we could get in touch with you?
Well, thank you. Yeah, this process we did today was really best done one-on-one, where I can ask more specific questions if it were one-on-one to work on a deep level, but hopefully you're able to follow and get something for yourself. Once you have done this process a couple times, you can do it through writing and make it part of a practice to connect with all these different parts and find that harmony. So I would love to facilitate a call with you if anyone's interested, or do art. I teach art in a lot of different ways. So this was more of the transformational arts, healing arts, which is the practices that we just did of creating more freedom and space in our body. But I also teach art for fine art, and I also paint, and so anything that sounds good. If you want to have a paint party, Eve, or just do some more art, yes, that's you can contact me here, or
Great.
Yeah, you can email and get my.
Thank you, Melody. Yay! And also for some of your friends who haven't met me before, you can find more information about Reiki and what I do, and on my website. It's here on wingsofjoy.com. And as I said at the very beginning, this lovely artist here worked with me to create this logo of these beautiful butterflies and the healing tree. And I am on Facebook. I'd love for you to join my On Wings of Joy Facebook group to share positivity and creativity, and discuss things like joy and courage and gratitude. And this month it's light, light. This is truly a blessing and a gift from Melody and I, with love. And if you would like to send a loved offering of any amount to my Venmo, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, I have a holiday special for a private Reiki session and a Reiki infused soy wax candle for only $80 for a 60-minute session and a wax candle that I make. So please let me know if you'd like to do that. And a very, very last, I know Doug had left, but I do want to tell you that next year we have more healing art circles that I'd like to invite you to. And Doug will be sharing on January 10th, Reiki Empower Animals, bringing us through a journey to connect with a power animal and how it can be a good resource. on the 24th is my friend Kathy Williams, a shaman and powerful healer in Hawaii, sharing about forgiveness. And you can see we have a whole lineup of Reiki circles to continue to help you on your journey, on your healing, and all the wonderful resources that we can turn to. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And in closing, Melody, do you have a closing blessing for us today?
Yeah, I'll just end with our Lord's Prayer quickly. And if you know it, you can say it ahead too. And just, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the power and the glory forever. Amen.
Thank you. Amen. And thank you so much, Melody, for sharing your beautiful gifts with us. And thank you all for your conscious participation in the sacred circle today of love and light and beauty and harmony. Your energy is much needed on this planet at this time. So namaste and thank you all.
Thank you all.
And blessings on your way. Happy holiday. May your days be full of lots of light and your nights with more light.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, my friends.
Thank you all.
Oh, thank you all.
Happy holidays.
So blessings and goodbye.
Bye.